What's up, guys? Brian back to talk about The Walking Dead and an UPROXX article where Robert Kirkman's wild swing creating Ezekiel and Shiva was all for The Walking Dead TV adaptation. So it's a good article. They talk about that. There's some quotes about Robert Kirkman and whatever, and we'll talk about Season 7 and Shiva and Ezekiel, and it looks pretty awesome on there too. No real spoilers or anything, just going to talk about what to expect for Ezekiel and Shiva coming up, because we know they're coming. We see them in the trailer. There's not too much information about it, but they talk about how it was kind of difficult to do it. But basically, a few years ago, readers of The Walking Dead grumbled about sharks being jumped when a tiger and a dreadlock king and his knights were introduced to the post-apocalyptic world, which Rick Grimes rules almost all. The kingdom was a major shift in tone for the series, and in general forced the reader to really suspend some disbelief despite the whole dead thing. A king and his tiger? Come on. It had to be kind of tough when you first read it and said, a tiger? How's a tiger going to survive in this thing? How's the tiger going to eat? What do they feed this thing? How's it going to survive? But Ezekiel and Shiva, awesome characters. You know, I like Shiva, I like Ezekiel, I like the comic adaptation, but I think the show version is going to be pretty cool as well. I think it's made for television if they can do it right. Shiva's going to be a mix of CGI and animatronics, no real tigers. The Kingdom, can't wait to see it. We've seen it in a little bit of trailers and a little bit of taste and a little bit of that. We'll see it probably around episode 3, I believe is what the reports are saying, and I can't wait. It turns out that King Ezekiel, who ruled the appropriately named kingdom, which was mostly under the thrall of Negan, went from ridiculous concept to a major grounding force in the story. And Robert Kirkman, speaking to Entertainment Weekly, has revealed that Ezekiel and Shiva, a tiger, were developed specifically for the small screen. Now, does he really have that opinion at the beginning when they're making this in the comics? Did he have this all along? I don't know. Is Kirkman full of shit? Maybe. He can spill it, he can say it, he can do whatever he wants. Who gives a shit? It's coming to the screen, it's coming to TV. Can't wait for that adaptation in Season 7. Should be great. Ezekiel, Kingdom Riders, Shiva. Hopefully they pull it off. I think Shiva looked great in the trailer. I think they can do a really good job with it. If you saw The Jungle Book, the budget's way higher for that movie, but they did a really good job with the CGI, and I think they can replicate that as well, and they need to. Well, I'll say I'm really excited about Ezekiel and Shiva getting into the show because that's probably the wildest swing I took in the comics. You know, a guy who has a pet tiger and who speaks like some kind of weird medieval king is pretty strange. And I have to be honest, when I was writing the comic, I was like, hell yeah, let's see how we handle this tiger in the show. This is going to be difficult, so to actually get to this point where you're adapting it into the show and to see the show expand in this way that the comic did in the past is pretty cool. I bet it's awesome to write something in the comics, to have an idea, to have a vision, and actually replicate it on paper and also on the TV show. It's got to be pretty sweet. Shiva, how are they going to do this? How are they going to kill walkers, saviors? I don't know, but it should be pretty cool. Hopefully we get to see a good amount of Shiva. You know, it's not going to be a real tiger. It's going to be CGI and animatronic, like I said, and they better not have some bullshit budget where you see her a couple little bits, she does a little bit of thing, and you don't really see her anymore. That's going to be some shit. But I hope they better do it right. I think anyone who's been reading the comics sees that while the introduction of Ezekiel was this really strange occurrence in the comic at the time, as time progresses and you learn more and more about him, he becomes a very pivotal character in where the story is going. So it's kind of an important benchmark and an important turning point in the series as a whole to have his character introduced and all the things that come from that. It is true. He is kind of the turning point from the storyline going forward. If you know the comics, Rick is a broken person and he needs help, and Ezekiel and the kingdom become help. I mean, it's great. You know, everyone needs help in this world and life and in zombie apocalypse for sure. And Ezekiel hates Negan, so why not team up with 2 people that hate Negan and also the Hilltop? So 3 people that hate Negan. Let's go against the saviors. So it just makes sense. Whenever you introduce a tiger who needs to eat a large amount of food to survive when humans are starving, you get zombie survival guide thumping realist wondering what the hell is going on. But to be fair, Kirkman delivered. Now we'll see how the on-screen adaptation of Ezekiel and Shiva are handled. So that's true. How do they feed this tiger? I don't know. What do they feed this tiger? So what do you think, guys? Like, share, subscribe, post your comments below. What do you think of this? Are you excited for Shiva, Ezekiel? What are your thoughts of Season 7? How they're going to pull it off? I saw this picture in one of this Walking Dead spoiler groups, and how many Shivas do you see here? I counted 10. I don't know what the real number is, so anyone's guess. I counted 10 personally on there too. Some are hidden, some are there, some are obvious there too. Thought it was a good picture, so like I said, like, share, subscribe. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel. Let us know. Post your comments. Always let us know what you think. And as always, thank you for watching, and you guys are awesome.